All right, let's move into the ranking of the week. And today's ranking for today's episode is a fun one. I think that it's going to be a fun one. Like I said at the beginning of the podcast episode, these are rankings that I do, that I'm going to be doing just to kind of have something to rank. And now I'm not going to go super in depth in all of these projects. It's going to be actually pretty quick. It's not going to be rapid fire necessarily. I'm going to talk about them for about maybe 30 seconds or so and then move on. Because again, I don't want the podcast to really drag on for far too long. So we are going to be moving pretty quickly as we go along. Okay. Let's talk about the ranking of the week. And this week's ranking is ranking all of the Phase 4 and Phase 5 projects that are remaining by anticipation. Now, before I get into any of that, I want to give a caveat and say that I am not ranking anything that is animated. So, What If is off the table. I have talked about this before, I think. I think that animation is clearly not canon. I think that it's off the table for rankings and things like that. So, I mean, you can say everything's canon with the multiverse, fine, but I don't think that they are really going to be the same level of canonicity as Clone Wars is for Star Wars, for example. So the animation is off the table. The shorts are off the table. Werewolf by Night, I don't know anything about it. It's not even been announced. I Am Groot, cute, coming out this Friday or this Wednesday. I'm going to see it. Obviously, I'm not going to review it. It's cute. It's whatever. I'll give some quick thoughts maybe in the community tab. But yeah, I Am Groot, not going to be included as well. These are going to be feature-length films and Disney Plus shows. So, and these are basically just going to be whatever we saw at Comic-Con, on those big panels. So I want to just make that very clear. We have 13 projects remaining from Phase 4 and Phase 5. Okay, we have our 14 projects that we are going to be ranking from Phase 4 and Phase 5. I'm going to be going from least excited to most excited, and we will go from there. And again, I want to say that as you'll see, projects with less known about them are obviously going to be lower on the list because I just don't know as much about them. So it's not necessarily that I'm not excited. I'm excited about all of them to an extent, but I think obviously some more than others. And you're going to see that this list moves. Like when trailers come out for these things, Marvel makes great trailers, and so when the Falcon and the Winter Soldier trailer came out, that automatically became in my top 5 most anticipated things from the MCU coming out that year. And it obviously didn't work out that well for me because I didn't love Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So I just want to make that clear. Things can change very quickly. And the list right now, as of August 8th, 2022, is really just based on what I've seen from them so far and what I know so far. Okay, let's get started. Number 14, Agatha, Coven of Chaos. Agatha Harkness was not my favorite character in WandaVision, I'm going to be honest with you. I think that Catherine Hahn is a great actress, but I think that she played that witch character very... There's sort of only one real... you sort of see a second layer to her in the flashback scene in Salem. I think that's cool. I think that'll probably be explored in the Coven of Chaos series, but this is one of the series where all of the other ones, except for a couple, I go... why are we doing this? What's the point of this series? And I'm sure we're going to see later on how it ties into Secret Wars somehow. Maybe Agatha will be a witch that will cause an incursion or something and will be the witch to cause the incursion. I don't know. But as of right now, I just look at this and go, what's really the point? I don't quite understand that. So Agatha, Coven of Chaos, number 14. Not super excited, but, I'll be interested to see it. Number 13, Captain America, New World Order. Now, I really like Anthony Mackie. I really like him as Captain America. I did not love The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I just think that it's a show that had an identity problem. And what I mean by that is that I think that almost like Nope, in a sense, it had a lot it wanted to say, and I think that what it wanted to say was really important. Really, really important. But I think that as a story, and I know that it was hampered by COVID, obviously, and there were things and there were subplots that were the pandemic didn't help, let's say. And so I understand that. But it's still just had a story problem. And I believe that Malcolm Spellman, who wrote most of that season, is coming back to write Captain America New World Order. And again, this is just one of those films where I go, okay, what are we doing here? There doesn't seem to be a clear story here, unlike some of the other things that are going on. And especially when you have the film coming after it, right after, where I would have thought maybe you could have had a Captain America versus Thunderbolts movie, but then you're going to have a Thunderbolts movie right after this, so I'm not quite sure what's going on here. New World Order intrigues me. But again, I'm just not quite sure about this. I'm really not quite sure about it. But we'll see. We'll see. Coming in at number 12 is Ironheart. Now, again, this is just because I really don't know anything about Ironheart, other than what I know from the comics. Dominique Thorne is playing Riri Williams. She's a genius inventor. She probably goes to MIT, based on what the set photos from Wakanda Forever are showing. And yeah, but other than that, I don't really know anything about her. We saw her briefly in the Wakanda Forever trailer. She looks great in that. And I'm just hoping that this is not setting her up to be an direct Iron Man replacement. I think that as long as she's enough of her own character, I think that's fine. But I do think that, again, it's this thing of the bottom few projects. I just look at them and go, why? Like, why could we not have made other series? And it's not obviously, it's not a representation thing. You make other female led series. Like make the Young Avengers led by Kate Bishop and Yelena Belova, or make other series and things like that. That's fine. Like, I have no problem with the representation of Ironheart and Captain America: New World Order and Agatha: Covenant of Chaos. And as you'll see, other projects that are really headlined by representation are very high on the list. So I want to make that clear. But again, I just think that in terms of story, and I don't, and to be clear, I don't know the story of a lot of these projects. So it's going to be difficult for me to make a judgment. So that's why they're close to the bottom, because again, I just don't have the sense of why these projects are in the MCU right now. We have an Iron Man replacement, quote unquote, in Peter Parker / Spider-Man. So we'll see where Riri Williams falls in the grand scope of the MCU. Okay, number 11, She-Hulk: Attorney at Law. This show has grown on me a little bit. I happen to think the second trailer is a lot better than the first trailer. I really disliked the first trailer a lot. That being said, the second trailer also wasn't spectacular. But I also happen to have a hunch that I think the trailers were rather poorly edited for the She-Hulk series. I think that if the series is truly a Ally McBeal legal procedural in the MCU, I think I would be very much interested in it. I think the trailers are trying to highlight the action too much. And I think that at the end of the day, the action might not be the main focus of She-Hulk: Attorney at Law. We will see, but I suspect that is the case. I don't know that, but we will see about that. Okay. Number 10, Loki Season 2. This one is going to vary on a lot of people's lists because of just depending on how much you like Loki. I have seen Loki all the way through twice. Had a really roller coaster experience with it the first time, and again had a roller coaster experience with it the second time. I think that Loki has probably two of the best episodes that the MCU Disney Plus shows have put out thus far. Up there with Ms. Marvel, up there with Moon Knight, for example. I think that those first two episodes are brilliant. I think episode 4 is great. I think episode 5 is fine. And like I said, I think episodes 3 and 6 are terrible. I am not a fan of Jonathan Majors' He Who Remains. From what I've heard from the footage from Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, we'll talk about that in a second, he sounds a lot more intimidating as the actual Kang. But that spastic, that crazy, maniacal He Who Remains in Loki Season 1, not a fan of that. So again, I cannot get excited about Loki Season 2 until I know that the purpose of the show is not just to set up another season. Because let's be honest, right? The purpose of Loki, the finale of Loki, was not really to finish out its own story. It was really to set up Loki Season 2 and to set up the multiverse. And that's disappointing to me. Again, you can do more things than just one thing. You don't just have to set up the other things. You can finish out with more than one purpose. So that's really why I was disappointed with Loki Season 1, and that's why I'm sort of nervous about Loki Season 2. We'll see. I love Tom Hiddleston, but we will see. Coming in at number 9 is Echo. I like the Echo character from Hawkeye. I think that she has a lot of potential. I'm really excited to see what Alako Cox can do as a leading role. I'm also excited to see, obviously, Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio back. Other than that, I don't know that much about the show. This was a show that is sort of also in that gray area of why is it being made, because at first I thought, oh, maybe this is sort of the pseudo Daredevil show that's coming out. Like maybe this is going to act as a Daredevil show with obviously not to overshadow Alako Cox's Echo, but obviously to have her be a main character and a lead character and to have her be a big part of the MCU going forward. I just haven't seen enough of her to make that judgment call yet. But I kind of thought, oh, well, if you're bringing back Kingpin and you're bringing back Daredevil, then, I mean, obviously, right? Like, it's going to be Daredevil. But then they actually announced the Daredevil series, and that made me kind of go, oh, well, then I don't quite know what this show is going to be, but we will see. I'm excited. I really liked the action sequences in Hawkeye from Echo, and I really think that Alako Cox has potential, huge potential, to be a really, really standout leading actress. So can't wait to at least see her. Not sure about the story yet, but we will see. Okay, coming in at number 8 is Blade. I am excited, obviously, because you get Mahershala Ali, 2-time Academy Award winner Mahershala Ali, to headline a film like Blade. I haven't seen the original Blade films. I don't have that much interest in doing so. The vampire aspect of Blade doesn't really appeal to me, but again, my mind can be changed about that. And I think that you have the potential of obviously people like Moon Knight showing up, or people like Dane Whitman showing up, the Black Knight. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited, but I'm not over the moon yet. I need to see something first to get me really excited about Blade. So that's Blade. Coming in at number 7, and this one has really shot up the lists as of late because of one character, and that is the Marvels, and that is Kamala Khan. Because after seeing Miss Marvel, I cannot wait to see Kamala Khan again. I am so excited to see her. Who would have thought that Miss Marvel would be my second favorite Disney Plus show of the MCU? That's crazy. And I do firmly believe that while I don't love Teyonah Parris's performance as Monica Rambeau in WandaVision, and while I have been vocal in saying I did not love Brie Larson's performance as Captain Marvel in Endgame, I liked her a lot better in Captain Marvel, and as we all know, hopefully, Captain Marvel was filmed after Avengers Endgame, so that makes some sense to me. But again, I have no reason to believe that Brie Larson has anywhere but to go but up with Captain Marvel and Carol Danvers, and I think that Monica Rambeau will be great. Nick Fury will be in the film. I'm sure Ben Mendelsohn will be in the film as well. Maybe not though. Maybe he'll be on Earth. So maybe just Nick Fury will be there. And we will see. We will see what happens. I'm excited, really, really excited to see where Kamala Khan goes as a character. I'm so happy that she landed in the MCU, the first mutant in the MCU, at least known to us, other than Professor X, but that doesn't really count. So, the Marvels, excited, and also Nia DaCosta. Can't wait to see what she does as well. Coming in at number 6 is the Thunderbolts. I think that the Thunderbolts is an interesting project because I think it's a very clever way to end out Phase 5, because the Thunderbolts, it's like we used to have Avengers films, right, closing out these phases, but I think it's kind of clever that you have an anti-Avengers film closing out Phase 5 instead. Not an Avengers film, but like an anti-Avengers film. I think that having these anti-heroes be the main characters of a film, this would almost be like their Suicide Squad. I'm actually very excited to see where they go with this. I don't think it'll be quite as explosive, no, well, pun intended actually, as the Suicide Squad, but I do think that there is a lot of potential there for this film, and I can't wait to see if it's Yelena, or if it's obviously Val will be there. Maybe Nick Fury will be there as well. If it'll be Agatha, or if it'll be Ghost or Abomination. We're seeing all these villains come back up. We will see, and it also begs the question at this point. It's coming right after a Captain America film. It begs the question, well, where are the Avengers then? If you have an anti-Avengers team running around, we will see about that. Coming in at number 5 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This is a film that has gotten a lot of hype because of the amount of emotion that is said to have been in this, to be really in this film, and the amount of characters that are going to be saying their goodbyes to the MCU. It's going to be really heartbreaking to see them go. James Gunn has delivered recently with the Suicide Squad. I can't wait to see Peacemaker. I'm going to see it very soon. And yeah, I'm really excited because while I don't love the first 2 Guardians as much as a lot of other people, I like them very much. They're very firmly in the top half of my MCU rankings for sure. I also think that James Gunn knows what he's doing, and he knows how to end. I think he knows how to end this trilogy. So I'm very excited to see what he does with that. All right, top 4. Coming in at number 4 is Secret Invasion. I am really excited for Secret Invasion. I wish it could have been a film. It would have been a really fun espionage thriller sort of film. It's going to be a show. I just hope that they're able to deliver on this because, again, I mean, with these Disney Plus shows, it's hard to rank them at the very top. You'll notice that the last Disney Plus series I ranked is at number 9 with Echo. It's hard, but I'm just so... I love mysteries. I just love mysteries, and this idea of who can you trust is just such an exciting concept to me with the Skrulls, and I can't wait for Secret Invasion. Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson is back, Maria Hill, Kobe Smulders, you have Everett Ross, you have Don Cheadle coming back, and you have Emilia Clarke, Olivia Colman, and Ben Kingsley. Is it Kingsley Adair? and so many other amazing people on this film that I cannot wait to see what happens there. Coming in at number 3 is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. If you guys have been watching the channel, you guys will know that Ant-Man, Scott Lang, Paul Rudd is one of my favorite characters in the MCU. I love Paul Rudd's performance, and I cannot wait to see him again. I hope he doesn't die. I really do, because I just hope he's in the MCU forever, because he doesn't age, so it's fine. Can't wait to see where they go with this, and obviously Kang the Conqueror, from everything that I've heard, from the footage from Comic-Con, he is very intimidating, very scary, and I think that that'll work a lot better. Also really excited to see MODOK. How are they going to pull that off? I don't know. Is it going to be Yellow Jacket revived somehow? We will see. But yeah, just so excited for that. So we will see where that goes, and it'll have obviously very big implications for the future of the MCU. Okay, coming in at number 2 is Daredevil Born Again. Obviously, like I said, it's hard to root for these Disney Plus series because none of them have really stuck the landing, really. Like, WandaVision was the closest to sticking the landing, but none of them have just really stuck the landing like a Stranger Things does every single season, for example. But part of the reason why is because they're short, 6 episodes in length. And Daredevil Born Again, 18 episodes, 83 Disney Plus series put into one. That's crazy. I can't wait for that. Obviously, I love the first, the recent Netflix Daredevil series. Charlie Cox, Vincent D'Onofrio are coming back, and yeah, it's so exciting. It is so exciting to see. Can't wait for that to come out in spring or fall or summer of 2024. I don't know, but it'll be soon. It'll be soon. Coming in at number 1. This is shocking, I know, to some people. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Sorry, tongue twister. Anyway, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. That trailer broke me. The film is going to be so emotional. I'm so excited to see what they do. Brian Coogler, I trust him. I just trust him so much with this franchise, and I cannot wait to see what they do with it, because what he did with the first film is in my top 5 of the MCU. I love the first film so much. It is a beautifully made film, and yeah, if there's anybody to trust with this, with the passing of Chadwick Boseman, what to do with it is Ryan Coogler, and I'm so excited. Again, like I said at the beginning of this ranking, a lot of these choices and rankings are influenced by what footage has been shown, and obviously the Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer came out and it floored me, so it would not have been this high. It probably would have been, I don't know, maybe like 6, 7-ish range, but now I'm just so excited. And again, I've said this for a long time. There are certain projects from the MCU that I have a good hunch about, and I have never been wrong, at least for me. Because some of them haven't been as popular for other people, and that's fine. But for me, I've never missed. I said way long ago, when it was just announced that Taika Waititi was going to direct Thor Ragnarok, and there was really nothing about it other than maybe Hulk would be in it, but it would be this kind of zany 80s style film. I said at the time, this has the potential to be one of the best things the MCU has ever done. For me, I was absolutely right. I said way long ago, when they just announced the concept for WandaVision, this could be one of the best things that the MCU has ever done. I was right. For me, at least. And I think for the MCU as a whole, for most people. I said way long ago, before Eternals came out, and I know this is the one that is divisive amongst people, but I said a long time ago that Eternals might be one of the best things that the MCU has ever done. For me, not for everybody, I was right. And now I stand here after seeing the first Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer. I know a lot of people are still upset they haven't recast T'Challa. They didn't recast T'Challa. I mean, it's hard for me to say get over it, because I respect your opinions so much, but at the same time, I think it's time we move on. I think Black Panther Wakanda Forever is going to be one of the best things that the MCU has ever done, period. So those are my rankings for my most anticipated Phase 4 and Phase 5 projects. I know Phase 6 is, we have 3 projects from Phase 6, and I will talk about those later. But again, 14, Agatha, Coven of Chaos. 13, Captain America, New World Order. 12, Ironheart. 11, She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. 10, Loki Season 2. 9, Echo. 8, Blade. 7, The Marvels. 6, Thunderbolts. 5, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. 4, Secret Invasion. 3, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. 2, Daredevil Born Again. And number 1, Black Panther. I did that again. It's me prepping to see Wakanda that I get that at the end. Sorry, Black Panther Wakanda Forever. That is my list, and please make sure to share your list in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys think as